at Moss Ridge. They're trying to maybe make something, get rid of the Sunders for Woodman. Miller is so basically Woodman's attacking the space. Miller, without having to be worried about the air control, is free to flank around the flanks, and it looks like they've got an infiltrator on the point now. They've made a run into the point. The balcony's still being slightly controlled by Woodman. No, Miller's got one side and they're totally suppressing the Woodman force on the other balcony.
There's a huge final resecure trying to get here in the last 30 seconds at Space Rice Paddy. They are just getting absolutely hammered coming out of there, but enough of them are making it across. I wonder if there is enough of a defense in here from Miller. They're trying to hold them at the doors. So much smoke, I'm sure they can't even see where people are coming. Woodman TR has managed to get right to the door.
Wow, they're just outside the doors, but on 17 seconds to go, they need to run in. Miller still has the inner doors. Max is need to charge in for that last oomph, but I think Miller might get this.
8 seconds.
Oh, the light assault's the medics on the point. Miller needs more people on the point. They've got more people on the point. It's kind of intermixed at the point. They're going to get it. I don't believe it. Wow. So mercenaries on the ground with the most dominant effort. It could be because they're also flying on the ground, assisting out. But that's huge. That is a base they have been unable to take.
And look at the mini-map. Look at how many TR are still here. That was, yet again, just too late. 5 more seconds, 10 more
air
seconds.
hammers and rocket pods for the Air Force, just chewing away at the health of the Woodman forces as they're trying to get back inside. And I don't think, because Woodman has to contend now with fresh reinforcements coming from the spawn room. So yes, they might grab the capture point finally now, like 30 seconds too late, but Miller's just going to keep respawning and respawning and respawning, and this capture point is super exposed to air from the balcony, from the doorways. They can just be pounded with rockets.
It becomes more and more clear as we see this. You know, it is not just about redeploying. It's not that simple. You have to know when to redeploy and how much time it takes for your guys to get there. And you can drop 2-3 platoons too many people to take back a point, and if you're 5 seconds late to the point, you're going to have a bad day. And now you suddenly have to turn your resecure force into a 4-minute hold force without any spawns, without any sunders, without any galaxies. And it doesn't work.
This holding force, they couldn't hold it for more than a minute, so Woodman's been mopped up. Miller just applied lots of pressure. And as far as Moss Ridge, they've saved Moss Ridge. So Moss Ridge Command Center and SRP, Space Rice Paddy, Hydroponics Inc., they're really good points, it's jutting straight into enemy territory. Woodman TR, however, did manage to get extra power regulation, and they are at least starting a hack on Gurney Dam, so Miller's going to have to go back and deal with that. Miller, in the meantime, has taken Four Fingers, although they're stuck.
Yes, I was just down here.
Southgate checkpoint. Now, Miller can, in theory, attack construction site Zeta. That is another, theoretically, quote marks, easier base to take, but then they're going to get stuck at large outposts, the Ixtab Amp Station, the Genesis Terraforming Plant, the Southgate checkpoint. So they are limited, really, on where they can go, and it looks like Miller's actually made a save at Kessel's as well, and it's very close as well. I'm going to go over there.
I'm heading to Gurney Dam.
Okay.
I'm already at Four Fingers. There is a large force that's moving towards Southgate Checkpoint that I don't see any Woodman reacting to, but I'm heading to Gurney Dam right now.
Well, Miller has saved the capture point with 3 minutes till save, so it's 1 minute to go if Woodman to get the capture point back. They have a Sundra inside the eastern garage. It's a much closer respawn. They are pummeling and just, absolutely respawning and heavily trying to apply pressure to the capture point, but only from one direction. Number-wise, it's still 50-50. The time to respawn is closer for the Woodman force. It looks like Woodman's got himself a galaxy. It doesn't look like he's actually bulldogging effectively. You need to kind of be hovering over this building and flanking in fire. It looks like Miller's actually the force is pushing Woodman back rather than the other way around.
There is a small force of TR that's trying to hold Gurney Dam. They only have 1 max. Looks like he's about to get taken out, and there's a massive Miller NC force that just pushed up the stairs and resecured this. So I don't know if that was just basically a distraction. It did not look to me like there was enough Woodman here to make a real push for this Gurney Dam. Although they are spawning in from the other side, so maybe it was just a matter of these guys were a little too late getting here. They're pushing back across the bridges, and we're going to go try and clear out that point again.
The capture point is now again going into the hands of Woodman. They had someone on it. Miller's got it back. It's very hard to see in the smoke. Nope, there is a good force of Woodman coming in from the other direction. I think they're beginning to outpop. Yeah, they outpop them 60 to 40 now, so Miller's getting flanked. One hero heavy assault. What can he do? He's being attacked from all directions. Oh, he's running into the Conch building, getting a couple of kills. Wow, he's getting a second kill. He's got a third kill. He's throwing a C4. He C4'd the mats. Oh my god. Oh wow. That was a moment worthy of Bob right there. He got a good number of kills. Oh, he's getting a res. He's got his friends. His Bob and crew. That heavy assault's back.
Where are you right now?
Oh, Kessel's integrated.
Oh, okay. I will head to Moss Ridge, which it looks like Woodman was pushing to Gurney and Woodman was pushing to both Woodman and Gurney Dam to try and stop the force at Ixtab, and they seem to have done that so far. So I'm heading to Woodman ASE right now.
Trying to follow his heavy assault. It's a brutal fight going on. Miller has the control of the capture point, but Woodman is not giving up. They are very stalwartly, constantly applying pressure. Still plenty of baxes, still plenty of infantry. I don't see much Miller Air Force. I mean, they are trying to do some bombardment, but they need to get rid of the Sunder, and they've spotted the Sunder. The Sunder's been detected. There is no one from Woodman defending. Lovely roadkill there on that harasser. Putting down the anti-vehicle mines, putting down the grenades, and that's got to be the Sunder dead. Has to be, yep. That is the spawn point for Woodman's TR cut off, and even though they've managed to get the capture point, the problem is they now have 2.5 minutes of no reinforcements.
Woodman ASE was saved by Miller. They now outpop them massively here, as was Gurney Dam. But they had to sacrifice the force that they had at Ixtab power regulation to do that, and they're losing Moss Ridge Command Center, which I don't know if these guys will be able to redeploy and resecure that as quickly. There's only a minute left on that. That's where I'm headed.
Well, there's a large force of Miller still at Kessel Landscape Crossing. They're concentrating the point. Woodman on the point. Miller has roughly even population numbers, although we're really only talking under a platoon, so Miller could theoretically, we need to get to the point in 2 minutes. I mean, I'm expecting more of them to redeploy, or a more concentrated force, rather than just kind of like having small guys having their little fights here and there.
There is a huge resecure attempting from Miller right here. It's so large, I'm losing frames. I'm down to like 5 frames a second. They are almost at the point with 24 seconds at Moss Ridge Command Center. I don't know if they're going to make it though. They're getting chewed up at the doorway. They just got absolutely destroyed trying to get into that door.
But they are still trying to play. There's a last minute dash going to the point. They are on the point! Oh wow, I forgot that. They just absolutely YOLO'd onto the point. I apologize for that phrase. But they just totally made it to the point. They're still getting mopped up. The Woodman TR force has realized, oh my god, oh no you don't, oh no you don't. So they've counter-rallied to the alpha point. All of Woodman's TR is running to the capture point. They're going to take it back. Is there any Miller reinforcements? Yes, there's Miller reinforcements coming from the stairs. The point is still being contested. It's going back and forth. Very hard to say who's got the most numbers. Both forces on the point. It looks like Miller has the control of the point. Lots of smoke. I think Miller's got it. Oh my goodness, that was close. That small group of 5 or 6 guys who ran on the point and just made sure they had it. Some of those people
were zombies. They had just been rezzed from the doorway, and they just said, you know what, I'm not even going to try and shoot anyone. I'm just going to run as fast as I can to the point. That's the right approach, though. When it's like 10 seconds to go, and you don't care about the KD or what it is, just run for the point. Even if one of you makes it, and you can stall for 10 seconds so all the guys behind you can catch up and help you, that's the right approach. And it's good timing there. So well done to Miller. Here is the exact same situation at Construction Site Zeta. There is a small force of TR. They are staying outside of the point, staying outside of the doors, and they might have been able to do the same thing. Get in there, flip that point back. But they aren't. They're staying outside. They're just trying to snipe them from the other side. Their max just moved in.
The point where you absolutely desperately charge, it's got to be like the 15-second marker. There's no other options, but Miller's got an exceptionally good control on the balconies, watching all the choke points coming in. It does not look like there's enough of Woodman to make a difference here. I mean, they're trying, but Miller's got. They managed to get lights on the point, but he's just got flanking killed. It's not enough concentration of numbers, and Miller gets construction size 8. Yep, Miller gets it.
The enemy has the facility. A costly failure.
Miller's also applying pressure to Ixtab power regulation. And Genesis Terraforming was a small kind of distraction attack. They've saved Moss Ridge Command Center. Akan East Storage Depot is being attacked by Woodman. We'll go check that out. And it looks like Kessel's Antiquity Crossing has been saved by Miller properly.
I am headed to Moss Ridge to see where that force moves to, or if Woodman can get to it. I honestly, I can't really point to a moment where Woodman seemed like they were down as much as they are. They seem to constantly be coming back with attacks and everything. They're losing that game of inches. They're losing their resecures.
Very, very short. The timing is just off. The numbers aren't so bad, but the timing is just off. And Miller is constantly applying pressure of being on the offensive. Because they're always on the offensive, Woodman is always having to, for the most part, play on their own territory. And it looks like Woodman has mega redeployed in Gurney Dam, and they've saved Gurney Dam. And if you look at the base, right, so Woodman is trying to attack East Akan, and they're trying to attack Gurney Dam, but they lost, right? So that's 2 offensive bases, and they were trying to do Kessels. Miller's saving Kessels. They were attacking, now they're saving Moss Ridge. Miller's attacking Ixtab Power Regulation, and it looks like Woodman is trying to take back Hydroponics. So I like it that they're being aggressive. I like it that they're trying to attack and get their territory back. But the problem is, Miller's redeployments are always really, they're timed when they want to. They're pulling it off time and again. They pull in just enough. I don't know if it's because Woodman's showing their hand too early on how many people are there. Yesterday we had an incident where, and 30 seconds to go until Akan Eastern Storage has actually fallen, and we'll just talk about the tactics in a second. We're wondering if Miller can get in. They're dropping Bulldog Galaxies. I don't know if there's enough infantry. We've got good engineer turrets on the point. Rocket pods coming in. Doesn't look like it's actually hitting anything. Just 15 seconds to go. I think Woodman might actually get in space. Oh wait, here comes the last push. 10 seconds to go. Infantry drops down. Doesn't look like there's enough. Engineer turrets are mopping up. We have got some Woodmen on the point. They are near it. Miller, I don't know if they got enough. They're on the point. 1 second. There we go. They're well done to Woodman. They're actually doing a proper attack. Miller coming in far too weakly.
Miller has managed to resecure Moss Ridge Command Center, and push. There was a few Sunderers parked in the little secret spot down in the second warehouse, but those are mopped up. They have a ton of Air Force here, and that was actually something I wanted to ask you. You are as a TR. What does your resources look like right now? Because that's going to start becoming a problem if it hasn't already.
The aerospace resources for Miller is plus 85. What about you guys?
Plus 150.
Really?
And
okay.
I have I'm playing as NC, so.
Sorry, yeah. So the Air Force Woodman's Air Forces is 85.
I'm plus 150, and what's your infantry resources? Mine is 155.
85, so it's less.
Again,
and the mechanized is 130.
Yeah, that right there is going to start becoming an issue. Can you pull maxes anymore? Can you pull air to deal with air?
Right.
As this moves on.
The important thing at Akan East Storage Depot is that Miller's came in, admittedly a little bit late, but they have control. They have more numbers and they have air control, and they're just controlling the base. I'd be surprised if Miller gave this away. I mean, Woodman, it's all in their court. There is a generator on the floor. Do they want to go down and defend the generator? Because if they defend and fix the generator, which is actually what we're going to go have a look at, they are not fixing the. Where is the generator? Look, here's the generator. I can't believe this. They've ran right past the generator. Woodman should be repairing this generator. That defends the capture point so that Miller cannot go in and save it. It's almost criminal that Woodman is not doing that, and they're going straight for the capture point when what they should be doing is going via the generator, fixing it so it cuts off these, puts shields back up so that Miller can't freely move back and forth and the capture point, and then attacking in force on the capture point because Miller can't get any reinforcements. I mean, and it's still roughly even numbers, 54 to 45. No reason why Woodman can't save this base with 2 minutes to go.
At Shack Fusion Lab, Miller is on the point, doing a nice point hold defense, and I'm seeing a little bit of Woodman TR starting to group up. Doesn't look like they have enough to push the point, but they might be waiting to get some extra people to spawn in here. It's sure. 90 seconds again. If you need to be respawning in the way this has been going, you need to be respawning in right now.
Okay, so I'm currently looking at Akan Eastern Storage right now, but I'm going to wander over to Staggered because I think Miller's making a very strong attempt to take Staggered. Staggered Mesa Outpost. The outnumbers for Miller, they have over a platoon here. They're outnumbering the defenders 3 to 1. They've got themselves good Sunder deployment. although they are getting picked off perhaps by some. Oh, it's right by the vehicle spawn exit, so the Sunder's perhaps trying to prevent any vehicles for Woodman. Inside the actual capture point itself, a couple of maxes, a couple of infantry. The capture point itself, again, maxes, a lot more infantry, but outside towards the spawn room, we can see that Miller's deciding to have a defense on the outside, so they don't have to worry about enemy air. And in fact, their own air force is really suppressing. Now that is a very far away spawning teleporter room. It's a very long way for Woodman's TR to get across this walkway. You just got decimated and destroyed. Teleport room, right, here's the teleporter room here, so that's what Woodman's using, and this is what Miller is trying to suppress outside, trying to suppress the spawn room. I'm actually surprised Miller hasn't tried to get the space early, because as I look at it now, tactically speaking, you know, it favours the attackers, because you can throttle, so long as you have air control, you can throttle the main way in. This bridge.
The Miller Air Force has showed up in insane numbers at Gurney Dam, trying to help their guys push through. It's 30 seconds left. There is a large force pushing to the stairs. Without that Air Force, this would look like it was probably a lost cause for Miller, but the Air Force just utterly takes out any kind of spawns they had. It allows their people to push in, and it's something that Woodman doesn't have. They don't have the ability to just say, nothing's moving outside, go ahead and get the point, guys. And there again, another save by Miller, not at the last second, with about 30 seconds left on that base. It's got to be the Air Force.
I mean, I just think a team that decides to keep its Air Force effectively with ground attack, once they have air control, the fact that they can freely move around, dominate the enemy spawns, dominate the freedom of movement that teams have, and then also provide support to your own guys on the ground. Let's get Staggered Mesa. I was right. Now I'd like it if Miller's Air Force came back to Staggered Mesa, and I'd really like it if Woodman managed to pull Air Force, because they're very close to the Warpgate now, and counter-attacked and provided some support on the ground. But with 9 seconds to go, there is a very large pull from Woodman, but it's
just too far away.
It's probably the guys who attacked Gurney Dam, and I'd rather than attacking Gurney Dam, I think Woodman should have defended this base first.
With about 30 minutes left in the match, why don't you give us some more statistics while you're looking for other fights?
With 28 minutes to go, we have the top NC player has 150 kills, and we'll try and figure out who his name is. The top TR person from Woodman has 166 kills. The top weapon is the LA-1 Anchor with 949 kills. The anti-vehicle grenade is a very close second at 934, and then comes the minigun at 927. Haid Skydog is the most contested base, going back and forth 11 times. Kessel Antiquated Crossings actually flipped a number of times, and that's on 9. Then comes SRP Hydroponics, East Acana Storage Depot, and Ixtab Power Regulation. They're all on 8 contests.
Space Rice Paddy Hydroponics and Construction Site Zeta are both being capped, it looks like unopposed, by Woodman.
Yes.
I'm waiting here at Zeta to see if there's going to be a Miller resecure force. There is not much defending here. There certainly doesn't seem to be any air. There might be a... Oh, there is a gal... Yeah, there's a Sunder on the point.
They have got a lot of flag, I suppose. Maybe that helps.
The Sunder and Harasser at Construction Site Zeta for Woodman are parking themselves on the balconies. They've managed to back up through the stairs so that they can just get a view of the entire room. It'll all be to naught, though. It doesn't look like Miller's going to try and defend this place.
With 25 seconds to go, the Air Force from Miller is trying to make a difference on the spawns, and here comes the Max and Infantry Hammer. Huge numbers from DIGT, and I think DIGT's pushing in from Miller. I can't tell the defenders, T3NK for Woodman and Havoc whoever, but the problem is this Miller push is massive. They are just not stopping. They're getting attacked from all directions by the Air Force on the balcony. Just pushes in one giant death ball, and it works.
They did, however, sacrifice Construction Site Zeta. That is something that Woodman needs to learn from. Attack 2 bases, they're only going to be able to resecure 1. You can get 1 out of pushing for 2.
Yep.
However, Miller has decided to push another way up at the north. They're now at Vex Biologics through their connection at Staggered Mesa.
Small numbers,
and they can cut things off.
They are, I think they're still successfully capturing Ixtab Power Regulation as well. Haid Skydog, very strong attack at Haid Skydog as well, outnumbering the enemy at 3-1.
I'll
We'll
head to
check
Haid
on-
if you want to. Okay. I'll go to Ixatab then.
Yeah. Okay, so 3 minutes to go in Vex Biologics. I do not think there's a large Miller force here. I really think this is just more of a harassment capture. Yeah, looks like Scarred Mesa is being attacked. Large numbers of Woodman is trying to get their base back because there's no Miller defenders or elsewhere. And Vex Biologics, it looks like there's a good number of galaxies and air for Woodman flying over, perhaps north, perhaps going to Haid Skydock, but the Vex Biologics base isn't going to last very long.
Ixatab Power Regulation has a Miller force that's holding it. It's about a minute. They don't have a ton of help here. I don't even see that many maxes. This could be an relatively easy resecure for Woodman if they came back in.
So here's a kind of a conversation point, right? On Indar, another continent, or kind of our original ones, the devs have been experimenting with SCU generators, i.e., preventing the defenders from spawning in on large outposts. So that SCU generator is in a very well defended position. But I guess the question is, do you think SCU generators should be introduced to more large outposts, considering how difficult they are to take?
I think the intention there is to make some of them a little bit less of a grind. I think you're facing two different things. One is putting a cap point in a tower is always a grind. By the way, at Ixatab Power Regulation, the TR have decided to push in. They're getting ground up at the door. I don't know if they're going to make it to the point. They're getting shoot up at the door. 13 seconds left here on the point. I think Miller might have this. I don't see a flank around the side yet. Again, they're all over, but they're not at the point. And that is IECL is the dominant outfit. Iron Eclipse at Ixatab Power Regulation. There were probably the TR to take this back. They just didn't get there in time.
Yeah, that's another one at 4 fingers. So there is an attempt. No, Miller saved 4 fingers. We can see that in the numbers. At Kessel's Antiquated Crossing, it looks like Woodman TR is trying to take it again. It's not huge numbers. They've made a save in Vex Biologics. And Haid Skydock, 2 minutes and 40 to go. I wonder if Miller's going to say, you know what, this should take priority, have everyone here, because it is huge if they get Haid Skydock. Absolutely huge. Because it's so difficult to take back. And they're certainly making an attempt of it. I wonder if Woodman's going to come in from the rear teleport room. Is it being defended? I'm trying to... It doesn't look like there's actually that many Miller... Alright, you've got some guys maybe having a look from Miller looking on the teleport. Right, so now they're beginning to use some guys using the rear teleport room.
One of the things that they do have here is a galaxy parked up on one of those mesas, just spamming bulldogs, making it just absolutely hell to try and get out of that spawn room.
Is they're being flanked from the rear now. Woodman is coming in from the rear teleporter, and they're making a push. I'm surprised that Miller... I mean, yes, they're getting a spawn contain, but if you're going to do a spawn contain with an infantry on the main spawn room, at least have your air do a contain on the rear spawn room. And we can see that Woodman's managed to pull himself a spawn Sundra right outside the Bravo capture point of the sunken banana building. Which is under... Oh wait, no, there is a small Miller force defending the Bravo point. See the infiltrator from Woodman, he's picked off. I like how they're defending so it's kind of central ground, realizing they're watching the 2 doors.
Miller's Air Forces showed up to Staggered Mesa to try and stop the cap here. They don't seem to be doing much ground pounding. There's several vehicles they could kill and probably stop some of the spawns.
This Miller force doesn't actually have any outfit tags. I wonder if they're just randoms. But the Bravo defense... Oh, okay, so look at that. The Air Force for Woodman has just turned up in the skies above the Biolab. And I think this Air Force is going to clean up any spawns and any kind of... Oh, wow. So all the other capture points are taken. There's a huge infantry force moving in and just cleans up the last of the Bravo points. So Woodman deploys promptly to save their Haid Skydock. And
however, Ixatab Amp Station is being capped. It looks unopposed right now by Miller. That can only be a shield break under. I'm heading over there right now.
Power Regulation? Sure, it's not the Amp Station that's flipping.
It is the... No, I'm sorry, I might have misspoke. I meant the amp station. They have managed to take down generators. No, it just took forever to load in. So yes, they have shield broken in to... Miller has shield broken to the amp station. They have 2 repair sunders set up with, looks like about 2 squads worth of people. Actually, they have 4. They have 4 sunders down here. And nobody is defending this yet.
A mixture of outfits from Woodman, EDT2 and ELM3. They are currently defending, with 20 seconds to go, a completely uncontested Kessel's Antiquated Crossing base capture. It looks like Woodman is, they've lost the attack on Staggered Mesa. Miller saved that. It looks like the Ixtab amp station has been mega redeployed by Woodman, and that's been saved as well.
They're taking out all of these Sunders in here right now. They've pushed the point, yes.
And it looks like Miller's main attack currently has gone back to construction site Zeta in the south.
Actually, I wonder if people didn't redeploy here, because there was almost no fight. I almost wonder if they didn't have a platoon just go in, cap the point, leave some Sunders, and then redeploy away, saying, hey, you have to come get us now.
Well, we're at construction site Zeta. We have 60 seconds to go. There's a lot of darts around the base. It's 90... Alright, sorry, I take that back. So there's 90 seconds to go into the base capture. Miller's got a good defense on the balcony. They're using not just infiltrators, but tracer darts from the crossbows. It's interesting, especially if you're an engineer with ammo. And there's no redeploy at the moment. I don't see any Woodman. And Miller's even trying to get themselves Southgate checkpoint as well. That's a horrendous big to take because of the 3 capture points all spread out.
They're back at Kessel's Antiquated Crossing again as well. I'm going to head up there and see what that back and forth fight is like again.
Give it your all.
So Woodman's Air Force beginning to turn up at construction site Zeta, chasing away Miller's last galaxy. I don't think they have the angle though to make much use of the rocket pods. The Air Force is here. The Sunders are probably in the rear, well defended. There are a couple of lightnings, they might have to deal with it. But with 40 seconds to go, it does not look like Woodman has anywhere near enough infantry to make a difference. Even charging in on the point, Miller's got a lovely crossfire going on.
Re-establish control of the facility.
In fact, Miller's come back with her Galaxy Liberator over construction site Zeta.
The large force of Kessel's Antiquated Crossing got to the point, managed to take it back, and they were beautifully outflanked at Rushwash's Awful Pit, where now they can't do anything to this point here.
So as dominant outfit mercenaries on the ground, but the fact is they were yelling in yell chat, "Why don't you come inside?" It's totally clear to their Woodman opponents. So Miller more or less gets construction site Zeta for free, and pressure is being applied on Southgate, although it does look like Woodman TR has redeployed in. Oh yeah, quite handsome. So, and this is the difficulty on this base, guys. If I show you on the minimap, the spawn building is this building down here, in between Bravo and Alpha, and the fact is they can teleport to the top, to the north, and Charlie and Bravo are so far apart with Alpha, and what the spawn room is that the defenders are very easy to get to one point and just one point alone, and they can have freedom of movement, whereas the attackers need to hold at least 2 points. So they could hold Charlie, they could hold Alpha, but then it's a 20-minute base capture. They have to hold Bravo, but Bravo's on the wrong side of the spawn building, so it's very, very difficult to contain the defenders as the attackers on this base. Looks like a lot of fighting going at Hate Skydock again. Rustwash is being saved, and Kessel's
I'm at Rustwash, yeah.
And it looks like they're ready on Kessel's as well.
Yeah, I think that they left their people on the point, which is a smart move. Genesis Terraforming is also going down. I'm going to head over there. That's another large facility that should be difficult to take with multiple points.
Yeah.
And this becomes the danger for Woodman now. There are so many different ways that Miller can choose to attack them, and they can even choose to do sneaky things like what they did with that amp station a moment ago. Put a whole bunch of people there, flip the point, and then everyone redeploy away. It's an amp station.
Hacks here. VCBC just, I think, ran a Sundra, sorry, a harasser over some AV mines, and it lived. But anyway, there's like a 5 harassers at Kessel Antiquated, and Woodman, I don't know, some infantry are trying to defend the point, but it looks like Miller's going to flip the point. No, but Woodman's still here. You were staying in the south?
I am at Genesis Terraforming right now, with a NC force that again is defending from the big stairs. They're not down at the point, which was their problem before, and they're also not trying to spawn contain Woodman, which they could do from the double doors.
Right, because this base, the teleport building, is on the same kind of plateau, so if you kind of really strongly defend A, and maybe have some flanking fire coming over from the building Charlie, or those buildings.
There is a large force at C. It does not look like they have anyone at B defending. So it looks like they've decided to defend from A and C, or to do their point hold from A and C.
And the Woodman forces, I mean, it's a light defense. I mean, there are numbers here, right? From 252 from Miller. I recognize the tag, but Woodman doesn't look like they've got. I mean, there's 2 CA, I think, and they're at the V pad, so yeah, they can drive around and pick off the Sunder spawns. And look at that, they're actually running around on the ground around Miller, ignoring that double doors defense, coming in from small stairs now. But they are being watched by a Max and some engineers. It doesn't look like without Maxes they're going to make much impression. I wonder if this is an instance of, you know what, without infantry resources, nice light assault from 2CA2. I wonder if the lack of infantry resources is beginning to bite, because we see Maxes for the Miller forces, but I'm not seeing Max pools for the Woodman forces. And it's not just Maxes. The fact is, in these heavy firefights, you can so easily use up like 40 AV grenades, or res grenades, or just standard frag or sticky grenades.
Are you still at Genesis Terraforming?
Indeed, I'm going to have Charlie. It looks like they've got a Sunder at the garage, yeah, giving them a much closer respawn. And they're already flipping Bravo, and it looks like it's only a matter of time before they apply pressure and take Charlie. There we go. So let's Woodman TR taking Charlie back. They've got Bravo, and it's only that one defensive squad now at Alpha, holding on to Alpha, just being a nuisance and making it a very long save capture.
While there is a force at Gurney Dam, the Air Force for Miller has showed up. They've dropped a squad on the roof. They're taking out the spawns as we speak, and this is not a cap that's not going to last very long, I don't think.
Woodman's making their push now in numbers into the Alpha capture point, both coming from double doors and big stairs. You can see this other force on the minimap. And they're just they're pushing in and they're wiping off the Miller force. It's just too much for Miller to shoot at. And Woodman makes a save.
And Miller has saved Gurney Dam. Again, I think you're right. I think that there is a galaxy of infantry attached to the air platoon for Miller that basically can just be like, hey guys, okay, we got everything else locked down, how about you go and flip that point back for us, because that's pretty much what just happened.
Right, on the map, except power regulations TR again, in the south, strong. Oh, they're trying again. Southgate, I'm going to have a look at that.
I am going, let me see here. It looks like Moss Ridge Command Center is flipping. I'm going to go see if the NC decide to show up to defend that base.
Looks like it was too late. Yeah, there was a huge pullback by Woodman TR, as we can see in the minimap. They made the appropriate save, and they're picking up the last of the CONZ's Miller's NC something. That's that attack fended off. Miller's making a push on Kessels. How's that going?
I'm not up there. I'm in the middle here by Staggered Mesa, Moss Ridge, and Woodman ASE. There is a large air presence in between these three bases that hasn't yet spotted the TR Galaxy, but they're going to very shortly here, and I think it's going to be mopped up quickly.
Miller has the point, and Woodman is at a big pool. They've got this critical higher ground that looks down on the capture point at A. I'd be surprised if Woodman didn't get this point back, just given the sheer numbers of the infantry that they have. They just charge and grab the point, and sure enough, that's exactly what happened. Nice try by Miller. I mean, they've got Sunder spawns and some vehicle support. but they don't have air support, so this Woodman force is able to get to the bridge relatively unmolested.
This is a very small hold of TR at Moss Ridge Command Center. Perhaps just a single squad, and I'm pretty sure that Miller's going to be respawning.
Well, they're taking construction site Omega at the moment with only 60 seconds to go. Miller could get right outside their Warpgate.
I'm heading over there.
Here, so we've got some... I'd be surprised. I mean, there's some Miller Air Force giving some air support, so they're keeping the skies clear. They're not actually actively bombarding the ground at the moment. Miller is inside the capture point. They've got the balconies, as they usually do. They've got the Alpha capture point. Okay, in comes now the Woodman force. They need to defend this. 30 seconds to go. They're going to apply pressure to the staircase. They're trying to get up one of the flanking stairs. They are flanking up one of the stairs. They're flipping the point. And I think it's safe for Woodman. Yeah, just a little bit too many.
A minor note about the Moss Ridge fight. There was a Galaxy drop or two of Miller guys, and they didn't have an infiltrator with them. Everyone in their squad had darts on their crossbow, and you could hear the entire squad firing their crossbows, darting the entire place, and then rushing the point.
So Woodman still has to defend Southgate. Miller is not giving up. They are constantly applying pressure at Southgate checkpoint.
I'm headed up to Kessel's to see how that's going. It seems very back and forth as always.
That's the thing about Southgate. The Alpha capture point is so exposed.
With 10 minutes remaining, what do you think Woodman needs to push for? I mean, at this point, we're just trying to get some points to make that score a little bit more in your favor. What is weak? What can they push to?
The problem is that they need to. Oh wow! There's even an attack going at Vex Biologics. Miller's got a huge force there. So
this is a first. I've never seen this in a MergerSmash and a ServerSmash at all. There is at least a platoon worth of vanguards that Miller has pulled. They are pushing across the bridge at Kessel's Antiquated. This has to just be the game's almost over, and they're just having fun with some tanks.
This is why I should put waypoints down. I am looking for said tanks. Oh, hello.
They are. Yep.
Yeah, it's armor, I guess. Can't do all with this lightning coming out. He's like, yo guys, what's up? I got a shield.
If I were Woodman, I would be trying to get 2 or 3 bases and get that territory under 60%. I think that is a huge moral victory at this point. If you can manage at the end to get that last big push and actually, stop it, I think that's what they need to be going for. They have enough time to get a couple of bases, and they need to just grab up and do a whole offensive. This is for the last time you guys are going to be fighting as a server together.
Since some of these vanguards are unmanned, they actually went back and went infantry. So Vex Biologics has been saved. Kessel's Antiquated Crossing. I don't believe. Are they actually going to get this? They're outnumbered.
Construction site Omega
is all over the point with 3 seconds to go, but enough Miller on the point, not enough Woodman. BCBC from Miller, I think that's what it is, grabs the point and grabs the base.
Construction site Omega was being kicked back from Woodman had gotten to the point, but Miller just massively redeployed people onto the point and now are moving to spawn contain at this point. I am now headed to construction site Beta, where it does look like there is a little bit of a force of Woodman pushing over there, with about 6 minutes remaining in the game.
Oh my god! So this is a significantly more or stronger defense at construction site Omega. lot more Miller on the balconies on the central point. I don't see their Air Force assisting, but it's going to be a tough thing. The thing is, alright, so we're seeing the numbers from Woodman rising. They've got a... This is going to be difficult. Let's go outside and have a look, see if... I don't see any incoming from Woodman. Alright, here's their infantry push, but it's small compared to... Alright, we'll see if they can do it. This is the push, this is the last one. They're not going to have time for a second one. It's 2 CA2 again. They're being bombarded from the top by the Bulldog on the Galaxy. Maybe some Reavers applying some... Oh no, it's Mosquitoes actually. Oh wait, nope, it's Reavers. So back and forth in the air. Doesn't look like they can actually get in the building before, let alone get to the point. That's one brave Max going with bursters. Lots of smoke from Miller. Lovely firing line. Just, this is so much firepower on the balconies. This elevated defended position. I don't see how Woodman can get in and make a dent.
Woodman did manage to push back and retake the point at construction site Beta. They are wiping out the NC force that was there, but there are more NC pouring in here every moment. I don't know if the TR have enough to do a setup. This is a base that they could capture before the end.
Some lovely heavy anti-vehicle grenades taking back the balcony. But the problem is that they're taking the balcony, they haven't taken the capture point with 3 seconds to go. I think they've pushed... Oh, the point is flipping on 3 seconds! I do not believe it. There's Miller on the balcony, on the other balcony, applying firepower, killing all the TR that are on the capture point. TR's hiding behind the point. Woodman needs to run to that point if they want it on 3... Wow, that's a 3-second base capture. Res grenades going off for Woodman. Exceptionally good play there by Woodman. I'm surprised that Miller, perhaps they clumped up too much. Lovely anti-vehicle grenades, but that one heavy assault ripped apart, and then they were able to flank that balcony, and then they managed to push on the A capture point. That was super, super close.
Woodman ASC Labs is under a minute from capping in favor of Woodman. They look like they have a decent little setup here. I haven't seen a huge push from Miller yet. This might be a base that they can get.
Oh, this is the base we were at before earlier, where you have to come out the main room, or you take the kind of murder hole underneath. We got some Miller forces spawning in. It's not much, and they're running on foot all the way along to the north, trying to get into the ground floor, which is the right way to go, because the banana ground floor is where the capture point is. And they're just running as quickly as they can to the point, but there's so many Woodman forces inside on the ground floor. At 10 seconds, there's nothing for it. You just go in. So the Miller's got max from the point, but too many Woodmen. Gonna go back, I think. Woodman gets the base.
And Woodman also looks like they're going to get construction site Beta and perhaps Kessel's Antiquated Crossing as well.
Wow.
Both of those can do it in the time.
Comeback. 2 minutes 30. Oh, there you go. It's a very good comeback.
Generator destroyed.
Perhaps a little bit too late. Miller right now with 2 minutes and 15 seconds to go. They just need to focus on construction site Beta. Kessel's Antiquated Crossing is also going to go for Woodman. Wow, that's a lot of bases they're getting at the same time. And
this was something that they needed to start, 20 minutes ago, unfortunately. But
yeah.
They are doing an air resecure of construction site Beta right now. There's a Galaxy above us. There is a lot of TR on the point right now. They might be able to stop this resecure.
Huge. 10 seconds. You've got to think that Miller's got enough time to run in. It only takes about 5 seconds.
Oh, Miller has a huge max force ready to push.
Now, there comes the Miller force. Absolutely last second. I mean, you can't really delay that anymore. And it was surprising me how much time they were taking. They could have run in sooner. That was close. That was really close. And Kessel's...
Were you at Beta or Kessel's?
I was
I think the same thing.
Oh, last
it looked like it was seconds.
Saves.
Yeah.
Wow. Last minute I think we're kind of safe to call it. I think we're all going to be residents of Miller. Do you think?
I think that even if these two bases happen, that's going to be the case. So I am here at Kessel's. It looks like they have completely wiped Woodman out of here. There is no counter push that I can see that's going to make it to this point in time to start the cap again. What about at Beta? Have they completely wiped them out, or is there a counter push there?
No, Beta's been a wipe. They are trying to respawn on the Sunders, but Miller's applying a lot of pressure on the ground, coming in from the rear, and just milling some wood, I guess.
Well, 35 seconds, under 30 seconds, and I definitely think congrats Miller, and well played Woodman. Yes.
Wow, so that's some impressive stuff. With only 11 seconds to go left on the alert, I think we can safely call Miller's the winners with 61% of the territory on Woodman on 38.
I believe so. And that was it.
Ooh, just got kicked.
I got killed as well. Interesting. All right, Radar, if you would please make an announcement on the all call for us.
All right. Congratulations, everyone, on a successful fight, and congratulations to Miller. You get to keep your server name.
All right.
You either heard it from the, I guess the SOE horse's mouth right there. Miller gets to keep their name. Congrats, Miller. So, can we get our reps for the two servers, and we'll have a little kind of post-game interview?
Let's, Odin, if you could make an announcement to get the reps and the force leads up to the interview channel, and we'll head over there.
Sure can. This is Odin's Pride on All Call. Odin's Pride on All Call. All participants, if you are not BR10, make sure you check in with your reps and let them know. If you can also have the force leads as well as the rep teams head up to the interview channel. We'd like to have a little post-game discussion. Great job to both sides. It was wonderful to watch. Congratulations to Miller. Well played to Woodman. Guys, make sure you check in with your reps before you head out. And thank you so much.
Hello.
Hi. Hello.
GG Miller.
Nice play.
That last base was really fun. That was great. I had like 20 FPS, but it was brilliant.
Do you have everyone here?
I believe so. Hold on, let me give you the people who talk power who need it.
So while we're waiting, just some final stats for you guys, right? Highest weapon kill today was the anti-vehicle grenade at 1,354 kills. In the 2-hour game, we had a total of 30,522 kills. We had 2,712 TKs. We had 33,251 deaths, and we had a total of 1,068 suicides.
Nice.
Dem stats.
Dem stats.
Yeah. Second top gun was the LA-1 Anchor, 1,303 kills. The T7 mini chain gun was 1,204 kills, and then comes a variety of other weapons. Interestingly enough, the T9 Karth, which I rate very highly, was only 895, and the Breaker rocket pods, which we saw lots of them, was 848 kills.
Nice.
We good to go, Woodman? Redland?
I believe so, yes. Are we missing anyone who needs to be here to talk for the servers?
I think Gav is not here yet.
No, Gav's not here yet.
Okay. Where's Unga? Is Unga here?
I don't know.
Engi's missing as well.
The most contested base was Kessel's Antiquated Crossing for 14 times and Haydock Skydock for 13 times.
Not Hunter's Blind?
It was up there. It was on the list, certainly.
Yeah, it was
I spent half of that alert on Hunter's Blind. It was good though. It was a really good fight.
Alright, let's just get started then, Redland. Is anything burning in your desire that you want to ask?
I want to know, Woodman, it seemed to us, yesterday's match seemed like there was a turning point. I personally didn't see that there was a turning point. It seemed to me like you guys were constantly just losing by inches, by seconds, bases. Did that just add up? Was it death by 1,000 cuts, or can you point to something specifically in the base or in a match where you thought, you know what, that was the turning point?
At this point in time, without actually having the chance to have analyzed any of the things that have happened, we are not able to say. We did our best to respond to any threat that came in, especially the air threat, as usual, is, well, just an extremely good force multiplier.
How did you feel, Woodman, that the beginning of the match worked? Did you feel like you got what you wanted off the beginning of the match, or did that not go well? Did you have to react to it?
It depends on what platoons you're asking.
Yeah,
would know best.
Yeah, 60% we take what we wanted, but those 40% really hurt us. That showed up in the middle of the map later on.
Miller. Oh, good.
Yeah. At all times we...
Miller, how did you feel that the beginning of the match went? Did you get what you wanted to? Did you feel like you had to react immediately because you didn't get what you needed, or...?
Well,
according to plan.
Yeah, from the start off, I decided what bases I wanted for the match, and while we had to defend from Woodman in certain places, we did eventually get those bases. Those bases were Woodman AC and Ixtar Power Egg, even though we lost the latter one, and Kessel's Antiquated and also Hunter's Blind. Those were the key bases we required, and we got them, and I think that's probably getting those key bases definitely did help us win.
The Kessel's Antiquated, it did kind of go back and forth. You didn't seem to... I mean, you tried once or twice to go for Chak, Fusion Lab. Did you feel that it was no point because you're too close to the tech plant, it would be too hard to get for, or what?
Pretty much we felt Kessel's was an expletive U base. So it would be nice if we got it, but it wasn't 100% necessary. We only had one platoon up there, Platoon 1 for us. So they were looking after the Hate Skydot / Kessel's Antiquated lanes. They were just basically keeping Woodman busy up there.
It was a population dump. We were looking to move your guys, Woodman, over there and let them fight over those two bases. Didn't matter then. And Haid is always a population dump as well. It then gave us access to the centre and the south.
I'm curious, especially at the beginning, how did you value some of those bases? Was there a base that, Miller, what was the base that you thought, we have to get this off the top? And Woodman, what was the one for you?
Believe it or not, for us it was Nason's and also Gonidam.
And for us too, Nason's and Gonidam.
It's that center area that's where everyone pushes to.
Pretty much, yeah. Another base would have been Hunter's Blind as well, which we had to fight for.
That was a very good fight. Those were some very good pushes. The bridges and the maxes. I
think Woodman kind of undervalued the ACAM bio slightly. We managed to just push straight through there, get all the percentage and sit on East Aiken, and quite happily just hold that extra percentage quite early.
I wonder, Woodman, how did you feel the air battles went? We saw one brilliant flank by your air platoon into at least a significant portion of Miller's air guys where they didn't see them coming, and you managed to wipe them. It seemed like as the match went on, you were becoming resource starved and air became a problem for you, but did you feel like you were competitive in the air the whole time, and just that the resources got you?
No, the resources got us. We were dominated by the air. At one point I ordered 2.5 platoons in the air just to get rid of theirs. Unfortunately, they resupplied there pretty fast, so...
That's the thing I found that helped us quite a lot. I was looking at the resource filter on the map, getting key bases for air. I forget which ones in particular, but I did focus my tactics around some of the resources that we had, making sure that the air guys were fully topped up, ready to pull as needed.
Did both of you basically assign people to certain sections of the map, or was it when somebody was free you sent them where they were needed, or did people have, like, you're going to deal with the north, you're going to deal with the south kind of stuff?
Well, I'll let Woodman speak if you want, because I'm always first.
No, we didn't have assigned platoons to the areas.
Well,
we had the overall tactic, and everyone followed it perfectly.
For Miller, it's slightly different. For Miller, we had Platoon 1, as I said, in the north. We had 2 fast response platoons, so that's Platoon 4 and Platoon 5, who did an absolutely excellent job at doing so. They were really quick off the mark. I had a meeting before everybody, the match started as well, and I requested that all squads and platoons had a Galaxy in their squad each, which is, I think, a contribution to our success, because we were able to just simply get on the points miles quicker than the rest. So I think that really did help.
Without giving away too much of your guys' strategy, is there, so this is the largest match we've done. What did you put those extra people into? Was it air? Was it ground? Was it some special thing? Fast redeploy? What did you decide? You've done 240 before. Where did you decide those people needed to go into in general?
Well, quite a lot of them went to the air. Just Dizzy can comment more, because he did the more organisational type. So, do you want to have a comment on that?
Just a sec, it wasn't quite that. We took 3 squads, didn't we, and we made an extra platoon out of them, and we stuck an extra squad in the air, because on discussion with our air marshals and Justy, it was decided it wouldn't be of the best use of our resources to put more people in the air, that we'd kind of reach a saturation point.
Exactly.
Was it the same thing for Woodman, or did you use your stuff?
The problem with Woodman is that we don't have so much pilots. So basically we just started with 2 air squads. And then, if needed be, we pulled up platoons, entire platoons in the air.
We're multifaceted.
Yeah.
We're not just air infantry, that's the thing. I mean, Miller is a very large server with a very competitive air to it. Woodman likes to play the game, yes, but air is not our strongest suit. So we all just pick up, pull air, and do what we can.
Look at the bright side, Sakura. It is now.
Yay! So I can look forward to getting farmed on points by mercenaries.
So, is there anything that anyone from Woodman or Miller, wants to say that we haven't brought up here? Some specific point of the match that you want to bring up?
I would actually like to bring something up. It seems quite apparent to me that first off, hats off to Miller. Good game. In basically every match we've ever seen of this type of scale. This was the first time tonight that I'd actually ordered my guys to pull tanks, and they were literally going to destroy Sunders. It's like, tanks are so redundant in this kind of type of game, with the way the game's set up. It's quite disheartening for a lot of the guys who do like tanking. There's just no space for them. There's no room for them at the moment, which is sad.
I did see Miller pulled an armor force at Kessel's right near the end. I don't know if that was deliberate or not.
That's when we redeployed and pulled prowlers.
So we do see, there's tanks here and there and everywhere, every once in a while, but it's not as prominent as the Air Force. You don't, you see a death ball of air, you don't see a death ball of vehicles.
No. Isn't it? Yeah. Yeah,
vehicles
exactly.
aren't good enough.
Yeah.
For me,
are, arguably underpowered.
And it might get, I would not say worse, but the meta might go even more heavy air, where you're all air armored core. Because if you get things like the Valkyrie, I mean, you can still redeploy very quickly, but I wonder if that's going to provide that even extra ability to move around and abuse the territory of the terrain.
Yeah, bunny hopping with Valkyries, bunny hopping bases will become very prominent, more so than it is now, I think.
Mm-hmm. Justy, you had something you wanted to talk
about?
Well,
I wanted to speak about the map in particular. Last time we had the same map. We had Woodman against Miller, and Miller fought from the east, and Woodman fought from the west, and Miller won in that case. And people were talking about East Warpgate being overpowered, but we played the exact same map today, and I think the map is very balanced. And it just depends on what kind of tactic you can pull and what kind of force you can bring. But I think it's
some,
very
of, some of the
map.
bases that constantly had the fights are obviously balanced. They were the ones that constantly had back and forth, Kessel's and Hade Skydock, and all of those where we were constantly back and forth.
True, and the multi-point bases are very important. The multi-point, the Nation's Defiance at the beginning is very important. You can just see, you'll never lose that again.
Oh, there's one question. about the match. Were you entertained?
We were very
so entertained.
There we go.
We were so entertained we sent all our forces on construction site Omega to try and Warpgate you all.
Yeah, I know you were entertained about it.
Well, one thing I would like to bring up is all the people who did all the work leveling the characters, you know. I've got to say that was awesome. Knocking in for a level 10 and just going, wow, thanks guys.
Yeah.
So, whoever did that, awesome.
We need to say a big thank you to Darth CBS for handing out all the characters and organizing everything, to Anga and Gav and everybody. Everyone did their part. It doesn't matter who won. Everyone worked together. We had a great match, and we're looking forward to MergerSmash. Just basically merging together with another server. This will make for another step in interesting fights.
Right.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to the merge.
And you'll get to meet KOTV.
You get to meet Dig.
Yes, we're all looking forward to meeting you.
Sorry, you'll get to meet Goons.
Yeah.
We're currently asking force commanders and reps the specific names of a couple people who were our top killers. So when we get that information, we're going to
Okay, so who's
to tell
the
that.
outfit CSG? What do they stand for?
Coldstream Guard.
Coldstream Guard, a guy called Skyka. He was on account ServerSmash NC485. He got 200 kills and 52 deaths. He's the highest killer for Miller today. It's 100 kills per hour. And
capture any bases?
We don't have those statistics. He had no suicides and 3 TPs.
Farming idiot.
Yeah, he's probably farming. And Skywolf, does he have an outfit?
It was Slywolf, so...
Slywolves.
yeah, I forget which now.
On TeamSpeak it's VIB, but in chat they said 2CA. So
2CA. The fact is he had 208 kills, 72 deaths, and 17 TKs. So
Of
those
course
were your
it was
top
VIB. It had to be VIB, didn't it?
Of course it did.
They had their farming overalls on and their pitchforks out. That's why they were ready to farm.
Well,
That's
you
what
guys
VIB
certainly.
does best.
You know what? Neither one of you can give either other server crap about grenades because both of you put the tank grenade at the top of that kill list right there. So,
yeah, it works.
Right.
All right.
Well, unless you guys have anything else final you want to say, we'll just wrap up today and we'll go into our finishing.
All right.
It's great, Seth, for saying, Justy, you didn't get enough thanks there, mate. Thank you very much.
Thank you, man.
I'd like to thank
GG.
I'd like to thank the stream as well to all those that are looking and watching the stream, and to everybody who's from Miller supporting us as well. Thank you very much, guys, and I'm glad we can continue the Miller name.
And
Yeah,
don't forget to say hi to your mom.
Mom.
Everybody always forgets their mom.
Right, well, that was the end of our MergerSmash, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. To recap, Miller gets to keep their server name, winning at 62% against Woodman's 37%. Yes, we realise that doesn't make 100. That's because there's a little bit of neutral. Let's not go into that. What do you think, Redlin? Awesome game?
I think that was an awesome game, and again, this is the thing that we dealt with the last time these two servers met. The score doesn't really reflect how close that game was. The Woodman put up a fight at every single base they were at, and the bases that they lost by seconds. It really is a shame. They had the forces, they had the tactics, they even had the gunning. We saw that in the kills between the two top killers. It was just a matter of they were 1 or 2 or 5 seconds too late to get to a base.
Sure. Right, well, that's us for today, guys. Thank you for watching. We hope you enjoyed the show. In future broadcasts, there will be obviously future stuff. Probably there'll be another ServerSmash around 3 or 4 weeks from now. We were waiting for the MergerSmashes to be finished before we start working on new stuff. We do have things that we want to try. I am explicitly forbidden from mentioning anything because we don't want to give any promises, but it's epic. We are looking forward, now that we have 4 big servers, to making possibly something to do with that, with the 4 big servers. I won't go into details there. We do have a new map on Amrish that we would like to try soon. That may be the next ServerSmash too, so by all means, stay tuned. Our subreddit, ServerSmash. And we will give you information as we know more. And at last, big shout out to SOE for giving us Jaeger, for giving us accounts over this weekend, giving us help, giving us alerts. We simply couldn't have done this type of production without them. And also a shout out to Maelstrom and JRWR for helping put the production together, the different kind of scoreboard systems and everything we have. So with that in mind, guys, thank you for watching, and we will see you sometime soon, hopefully the end of August. Bye, guys.